You know that feeling when you get a technical manual and it's like 61 steps long? Yeah, your eyes just glaze over, right? Well, today, we're going to fix that. We're tackling the process of creating a new supplier record, and we're going to turn that monster of a manual into a simple, clear guide.
Okay, so a 61-step process. Where do you even begin? Let's reframe this. Let's not think of it as just boring data entry. Instead, let's imagine we're building a digital passport for a brand new supplier. This passport is going to give them an official identity inside our company, and we're going to build it together, piece by piece.
And we're going to build this passport in 4 super logical chunks. It's really straightforward. First, the foundation, their basic info. Then we get into the money side of things. After that, we'll sort out the purchasing stuff, and finally, make sure they actually get paid. Breaking it down like this makes the whole thing way less intimidating. All right, let's kick things off with section 1 of our passport, the foundation. This is all about the basics, right? Establishing their core identity. Before we can do any business, we've got to know who they are and where to find them.
So first things first, we're basically filling out the cover page of this passport. This is where we plug in their essential details, name, address, the usual. For this walkthrough, we're setting up a company called Tireless Tires over in Germany. This is step 1 in making them a real, official entity in our system.
Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just an address. What's the big deal? But listen, this is absolutely crucial. This little bit of info becomes the single source of truth for everything. We're talking logistics, shipping, invoices, you name it. Getting this right from the get-go is going to save you from a world of hurt later on. Trust me.
Okay, so we know who they are and where they are. That's sorted. But now we need to define what they are to us, to our business. What's their role? This is where we officially define that relationship in the system. And the way we do that is with something called the business partner role. Now think of this like getting a specific stamp in their passport. This stamp basically unlocks certain sections and tells the system what kind of data we can store for them and who gets to interact with them. It's the key that opens the right doors for the right people.
So here's where it gets interesting, because we have a choice to make. The system gives us 2 different stamps we can use. On one side, you've got the one for the money people, accounting. And on the other, you've got the one for the shopping people, the purchasing department. Totally different functions, but both are super important.
Now, since the whole point here is to buy tires from these guys, we're going to give them that shopping stamp. We'll use the logistical supplier role. This tells the system, hey, the procurement team is going to be placing orders with Tireless Tires, and boom, it unlocks all the fields they need to do their job.
All right. Their passport has its first official stamp. So let's move on to section 2, the ledger. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty and give them an official financial standing in our company. Time to talk money.
First up, we need to connect them to our specific legal entity. You can kind of think of it like assigning them to a specific branch of our company. We pop in our company code, and that makes sure every single transaction with them gets recorded in the right set of books.
Okay, next up, I'm going to show you a number. And at first glance, it might just look like a bunch of digits, but this number has a huge job. Ready for it? It's 211000000. This is the reconciliation account, and let me tell you, it's the magic glue that holds all the financial stuff together.
And here's why it matters so much. This one number, it's like a golden thread that connects every single invoice, every single payment from Tireless Tires directly into our company's main accounting ledger. It's the bridge that turns a bunch of separate deals into one big, clear financial picture. Okay, their financial identity is all set up. Now it's time to add the visas to their passport. These are the specific permissions our teams need to actually start buying things from them. Let's get into the purchasing details.
So what we're doing here is basically deciding who in our company gets to shop at Tireless Tires. We specify the purchasing organization, that's the whole department, and then the purchasing group, which is the specific team of buyers. This makes sure that only the authorized people can actually place an order.
And just like that, we've flipped the switch. The doors are officially open for business. From this moment on, when a buyer goes to create a purchase order, Tireless Tires will pop up as an approved, ready-to-go supplier. They're in the game.
And here we are, the final section. And let's be honest, for the supplier, this is probably the most important part of the whole passport, how they get paid. We're going to add their bank details to wrap this all up.
This is the last piece of the puzzle, and you really got to get this one right. We need to carefully enter their bank's country, a bank key, and of course, the account number. Accuracy here is everything.
I mean, one little typo could delay a payment, and nobody wants that headache, so we're going to double-check it, triple-check it to make sure payments go through smoothly every single time.
And save. With that one final click, it's done. The system spits out an official ID number for our new supplier. Their digital passport is complete, it's stamped, it's valid. Tireless Tires is officially ready for business.
So let's just recap what we did here. What's the big takeaway? We took a crazy 61-step manual and broke it down into 4 simple parts. We built a solid foundation with their core info, linked them to our finances, gave our teams permission to buy from them, and set them up to get paid. See, by focusing on these 4 key areas, we built a complete, reliable supplier record. It's a process that actually makes sense.
So there you have it. You now have the blueprint to create a new supplier record from the ground up. But I'll leave you with this question to chew on. This supplier is ready for business today, but what happens next week when they call and say their bank details have changed? How do you update that passport? That's a whole other explainer, but it's definitely something to think about as you start building these yourself.